I know that you have very less attention span. But dear friends, interview is a very important event in our life. Many people get rejected in interview, but we don't know how to handle this rejection. Watch this video very carefully. I will tell you how to handle the rejections and failures in an interview in a very scientific and logical way. Hi friends, my name is Dr. Sandeep Patil. Many times we have seen that people get rejected in an interview. The emotional reactions when we rejected in an interview, there are various types of emotional reactions. Number one reaction is a very severe emotional reaction. In this kind of emotional reaction, people just give up. They get depressed, they are stressed, they are anxious, panic, worried. This kind of emotional reaction occurs when a person is rejected many times in an interview. The behavior is completely different. This kind of person avoids social contact. He doesn't want to go and talk to his friends due to the fear that his friends will ask him about the interview. This person doesn't apply for interview again. This person loses his self-confidence. And this continues for few weeks and even many months also. Second kind of emotional reaction is a mild emotional reaction. When a person is rejected first or second time in an interview, he gives this kind of emotional reaction. Worry is there, he is stressed. Sometimes he cries also, weeps, but after a few days he gets back and again applies for another interview. The third kind of emotional reaction is also there. In this kind of emotional reaction, this person usually doesn't react too much. In some cases, this person is actually happy that he is rejected. The reason may be he doesn't like the job may be boring, or the salary or the package may be very less. Now let us study why people react in different ways to the same situation. Friends, as you have seen that there are three different kinds of reactions for the same event. The event was rejection in an interview. Why do we have three different reactions? There is a reason behind it. And the reason is this. Epictetus, Gautam Buddha, recently Dr. Albert Ellis have found out that it's not the event that disturbs a man. It is the view he takes towards the event that disturbs the man. Again, I repeat, look here. It is not the event. Event is not equal to disturbance. No, this is wrong. Event plus thoughts is equal to disturbance. Event plus thoughts means nothing but self-explanation. That disturbs the man. So, for the same event, there are different type of reactions. And the reason is, everyone thinks differently for different situations. This is the reason why people react differently for the same event. Okay, now let us see what is self-talk. As I told you that after event and before the reaction, something happens. What is that something? That something is called as thinking. That thinking is nothing but self-talk. Self-talk. What is self-talk? Well, self-talk is a kind of communication which we do with ourselves when any event happens. Let us take this instant. When you are watching my video right now, check. You are telling yourself about this video. Maybe you are telling yourself like what kind of person this is, what kind of video this is. Maybe you are saying that, well, what is he saying? Is it right or wrong? But you are not able to hear that because this self-talk, this thinking is very fast and it is at a very subtle level. It is very silent. We are not able to hear that loudly. This is the self-explanatory style. Everyone has his own self-explanatory style. Everyone has his own thinking style. Everyone has his own way of thinking, own way of looking at the event. This is called as a personality of a person. Every person has a different personality. His personality is nothing but the way he thinks, the style of thinking. Now, I want to tell you that how this thinking differs, why this thinking differs. This thinking changes from person to person because of that person's belief. Yeah, belief. Belief is nothing but the own ideas we have about different events, about people, about the world, about ourselves, about other people. We can call these as assumptions. But many times we do not select our belief cautiously. We do not test our beliefs. We do not know what our beliefs are. We just randomly believe. These beliefs, which are random beliefs, are mostly wrong beliefs. Why they are wrong beliefs? Because they are not based on facts. They are not based on reality. They are just based on our own reading, our own assumption about that event, about that person, whatever it is. Therefore, if the belief is not real, if the belief is irrational, if the belief is not based on facts, the thoughts are also same, and when the thoughts are wrong, we will feel bad about it. So if you want to change your thoughts, you have to change our beliefs. Now let us see how to change our thinking style. As I told you that events don't disturb us. Events do not create emotional disturbance in us. It is the thoughts that creates the disturbance. Now the question is how to change the thoughts. I told you how thoughts are created. Now I will tell you how we have to change the thoughts. Alright, now see here. To change the thoughts, first and most important thing is you must be able to read your mind. You must be able to read what's happening inside you when any event happens. In our case, you are rejected in an interview. So when the rejection is there, you must be able to feel the emotions. Let me explain you. Look at this triangle. In this triangle, you can see thoughts are there. Here is emotions, and on the other side is behavior. Thoughts, emotions, behavior. A human is made up of this triangle. We are constantly thinking what you think, you feel, how you feel, you behave. This is continuously changing. These are all interacting with each other. Now, to understand, once you understand your thoughts, once you read your thoughts, most important thing is you have to write down those thoughts. Write down those thoughts on paper, like you can see here. On the right hand side, your left hand side, these thoughts, name them as automatic thoughts. And on the other side, write down the thoughts, we can call it as real thoughts or factual thoughts. Alright, in our case, this person who is rejected in an interview will have three types of thoughts. First thought, which is disturbing, is I must get selected. Let us write down here, I must get selected. Okay, now let us verify the thought. We have to verify the thought based on the facts. We have to verify the thoughts based on the reality of life. I must get selected. In this sentence, in this thought, there is one word called MUST, must. This must is creating a problem. Why? Because you are trying to control that event, that particular situation using must. Interview cannot be controlled. Yes, you can only perform, you can only influence the HR, but you can't control the result. You can't control his opinion, and by using must, you are trying to control it. Therefore, definitely there will be a disturbance. We have to delete must. Instead of that, we have to give preferences. What is preference? Preference can be, I have given my 100% in this interview. Selection is in the HR's hand. This is the preference. I must get selected will create difference. So our first thought is proven wrong. Let us go with the second thought. Let us take the second thought. The second thought is, yes, I will never be employed. A person who gets severely depressed will have this second kind of thought, and the thought is, I will never get selected. Let us verify this thought on reality. In reality, if a person has the required skill, if he is ready to work hard, and if he wants a job, it is impossible for a person to remain unemployed. He will get a job. Only it is the time, only it takes some times or few rejections may be there, but ultimately he will get selected. So our second thought is proved to be wrong. Second thought is gone. Now third thought. There is another thought this person thinks. He thinks that I am a failure. And he also thinks that this failure will migrate to other sections of my life. Let us verify this thought. I'm a failure. Well, let us take an example. Suppose there is a mango box, this mango box. In this mango box, one mango is rotten. Can we call as the whole box as rotten? No. Then how can you say yourself as a failure when you are rejected from only 1, 2 or 3 interviews? It is impossible. Don't label yourself as failure. Therefore, I'm a failure is wrong. Another thing is, this failure will migrate in other sections of my life. Impossible. If you are failed in interview, this doesn't mean you will fail in other sections of life. There is no proof for that. You can be successful in other sections of life also. So dear friends, all these 3 thoughts which were in you were wrong thoughts. These thoughts were disturbing you, and we have successfully proved that these thoughts are wrong. So in this way, we have to fight with the thoughts. We have to argue with the thoughts. Learn to argue with these thoughts which are there in you. To argue the thoughts, you have to write down the thoughts. Write down those thoughts regularly and see for the proof. See whether these thoughts are based on reality or these thoughts are based on your own imagination, own fantasy. Right friends? One more thing I want to share here. Many times we get rejected. There are many other reasons also which we don't see. We can call them as alternate reasons. Like, you may be good, but the HR needs a person who is more experienced or less experienced. You may be good, but the HR wants a person having different skill set. You may be good, but maybe the HR was in a bad mood during the time of interview. You may be good, but maybe the HR was not good. Maybe his rejection, maybe his selection, his decision making was wrong. Well, I am not saying that blame on others, but it happens that there are other reasons also for rejection. Okay friends, well, this is it what I want to tell you. Remember friends, you fail in interview. I have failed in many interviews, but I have bounced back. What I want to tell is, there is a company waiting to select you. This company needs you. Only the thing is, you must have the right skill set. You must be ready to work hard, and you have to apply for the post and be at the right time at the right place. If you can do that, you will be selected. My best wishes for your interview. Thank you and stay optimistic. Goodbye.